At a young age, I was always fascinated with things that were outside of the natural world. I loved escaping the reality I was in. Not that it was a bad reality, I loved it, had a wonderful family, wonderful parents. But I just found something inspiring whenever I went somewhere that seemed out of the ordinary. When I was younger, I used to create these experiences for my parents and my friends. And I would build this little world and I would invite them to come and experience what I did, what I built. I love creating things that people can't get anywhere else. So Jaws is a movie that came out in 1975 and it was the first summer blockbuster. It was directed by a very young, up-and-coming director who we all know today as Steven Spielberg. That was the movie that changed my life. When I was 5 years old, my friend and his mom decided to take me to the aquarium. My friend decided to play Jaws. Throughout the whole movie, he kept telling me that the shark was going to jump up on the boat. The shark was going to jump up on the boat. And all I kept telling him was, that's impossible. A shark can't do that. And then in the movie, it happened. I saw a giant 25-foot mechanical shark leap onto a boat. And I said, that is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I want to make the impossible possible. So in 1990, Universal Studios decided to make a theme park in Orlando, Florida. And along with their opening rides, they decided to have an attraction focused on the movie Jaws. This was an extremely popular attraction with visitors. The premise was that guests boarded a boat to tour Amity Island, and as they were touring Amity Island, a giant shark came to attack their boat. The idea of being placed in the movie that I longed to be in was phenomenal. It was the ultimate immersive experience. That love, that passion for the Jaws ride is eventually what gave me the idea to build this shark. I thought, why couldn't I do it? I educated myself on the premises of pneumatics, how to control them, how to connect them to an air compressor, and eventually connect that to a microcomputer that would then tell each actuator to do specific movements. So I did a lot of research there, but I also did a lot of drawings. I drew up a ton of ideas of how I wanted the shark to move. One of the major concerns of this project was that the animatronic had to be waterproof. What I did use for the base of the shark was a giant trash can. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I am determined to make a shark out of a trash can. That would be a good, big circular shape to build off of. Then eventually, to get the shape of the nose, I used chicken wire. And I took that chicken wire and I shaped it all around the PVC in the trash can to create the shape that I wanted. That was both reminiscent of the original movie shark and of the shark used on the ride. I decided to cover the whole thing in paper mache, but not just regular paper mache that was made out of mortar. And mortar is used in tile making. And it creates a really hard, rigid surface. So I took pieces of newspaper, I dipped it in this mortar mix, and I laid it on top of the chicken wire to create a really hard surface that I was then able to waterproof with Flex Seal. After I got all the cosmetic work done of painting it and putting all that work on it, I was then able to fit it with the pneumatic actuators and place them in the specific spots that they needed to be to make the shark move. I think the most exciting part of building the shark was that I finally was doing something that I always wanted to do as a kid. And some days were a drag, going downstairs and, you know, knowing that I have to build this before the summer ends. And sometimes it was not fun, but what always got me excited was the reminder of the finished product. I cannot tell you how rewarding that feeling was when I got to see my creation move. Suddenly there was life given to this trash can. So after the shark was all built and programmed to the soundtrack, I took the shark and I placed it in my pool. I clicked play on the microcomputer and I performed the Jaws ride for my family. Oh, shoot! Oh, this is again. All right, guys, we gotta get out of here. What was that? Whoa! Oh, this is bad. Oh, this is really bad. Whoa! Eat this! On behalf of Captain Jake's and Universal Orlando Resort, we hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. This finally sparked the idea that I can make my dreams a reality. I don't think anything could have prepared me for what I was going into, and I don't think anything could have prepared me for the result that it became, and the amount of inspiration that I received from this whole experience. All I can truly say is that it was a blessing. I wouldn't have had it any other way.